up, man.
It's Newsome science, baby! Ha!
I mean,
That's right,
This is
folks.
great.
The most pressing story of the day, the most important thing that we could possibly be talking about. California, yet again, redefining not just what it means to be a man or a woman or a birthing person or a whatever. No. Nobody is safe from the redefinition of terms, because over here at insider.com, headline, California court rules that bees are a type of fish in order to protect them under the state's Endangered Species Act. It's always in the name of protecting someone, Gons. That's why we need to redefine gender. We got to redefine race. We got to redefine what it means, what the very meaning of a bee. It's the only way they're going to survive.
I love the Business Insider header picture is a picture of a bee, obviously stocked from Getty, with an arrow. A fish?
An arrow. A fish. Not even a question mark.
No.
Just a statement.
Oh, you're right. It's a statement. It's not a question. Well, It's a question in my mind, but yeah.
A trio of judges. Oh, God bless you, California judges. A trio of judges in
Holy
California.
Trinity of judges in California.
I love that it's a judge, too, because we're setting legal precedent. Bees are legally fish.
Bees.
It's not even a matter of social
bees are
justice.
Fish too.
Yeah. A trio of judges in California said on Tuesday that bees could be legally classified as a type of fish as a part of a ruling that gave added conservation protections to the endangered species. Quote, the issue presented here is whether the bumblebee, a terrestrial invertebrate, falls within the definition of fish. Is it? Is this the issue being presented? Is a bee a fish?
It's very important to point out terrestrial invertebrate, because that will matter as part of the conversation here.
I know it gets more boring as we go, but just stick with us, folks. The issue presented here is whether the bumblebee, a terrestrial invertebrate, falls within the definition of fish, the judges wrote in their ruling, and they concluded it does. Formerly, the problem for bee lovers and lovers of all Californian terrestrial invertebrates, love them. Love those Californian terrestrial invertebrates. It was down to the way protected animals had been classified in the state's laws. While 4 bee species were classified as endangered in 2018, land invertebrates are not explicitly protected under the California Endangered Species Act, which protects endangered, quote, native species or subspecies of a bird, mammal, fish, amphibian, reptile, or plant. But the law's Fish and Game Code, which establishes the basis on which plants and...
We lost you for a second.
Oh, you lost me, huh?
Yeah,
okay, let me try again. But the law's Fish and Game Code, which establishes the basis on which plants and animals are protected, defines, quote, fish as, quote, a wild fish, mollusk, crustacean, invertebrate, amphibian, or part, spawn, or ovum of any of those animals. Given that many of the above marine creatures aren't even fish, California has been arguing ever since about whether invertebrates should apply to bees. The appeal overturns a ruling from November 2020 that was backed by major agricultural groups. Law and Crime reported. There, the judge ruled that invertebrates in the Fish and Game Code's fish definition applied only to marine invertebrates like anemones, or sea urchins. But on Tuesday's appeal, the judge ruled that they were obliged to liberally interpret the Endangered Species Act's terms to make sure it could be effective. Surprise, surprise, Gons. California's trio of judges were obliged to liberally interpret the definition of fish. Quote, although the term fish is colloquially and commonly understood to refer to aquatic species, the judge said legislative jargon in this case could be justified in expanding the definition to include bees. The judge added that frogs are also protected under the fish section because of its inclusion of amphibians. Frogs are fish, Gons. They also said land-based invertebrates had been protected under the category of fish under the statute in the past. etc., etc.
Oh, it goes into the history and it gets really boring. But this
It
is
gets incredibly boring.
this is more bureaucracy, too much bureaucracy. This is part of the problem with California is over regulation.
Oh,
And-
you know what?
Yeah.
We all know that speaking of over-regulation, I do have my sweet, sweet new jingle board, and I got one just for this, baby. More bureaucracy, please.
Ah,
Ooh, yeah.
great. Yeah, there used to be one with more music behind it, but yeah.
Was that me? Is
yes,
that me
yes,
saying
that's you.
that?
Yes, that's you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah. So no surprises here. Again, California is. I don't like the precedent being set here. Legally, it was just so much jargon that you can just wiggle it around. Why don't you just say bees, man?
Just add bees. That's
bees.
what I was wondering.
Like,
why not
why do
add
they have
bees
to
to
do
the list?
It's just what's. I don't know. I feel like I'm yelling into a black hole. There's really no difference what I think or what anybody thinks in this state. Really, it's just.
Well, the funny part for me is that it is so egregiously ridiculous, and it is even more hilarious that it's California. But also, it doesn't matter. We need to protect the bees. Hey, if you got to call a bee a fish to protect it, go ahead, California. It's you guys are on your own. You guys are on your own, man. You got your own sort of set of reality things going on over there, and I'm just trying to keep up. I'm just trying to keep up, man. That's all I'm going for.
Well,
so bees are fish and frogs are fish, folks. Big update for today.
Well, if the frogs are gay, does that mean that the fish are also? And then the
is a gay frog?
bees,
Uh-huh.
What would that make the bees? Are they also of the kind that
they're trans? They're trans. They're trans
makes
species.
Sense. Right.
All
Yeah.
right.
What about
Come
this
on.
queen nonsense with the bees? This is the gender thing is not working out. Is it a queen bee some kind of?
We gotta get to the real news, man. There's things going on in this world.
I'm looking at my clock. We got some
bees
time. We got some
being
time with this.
fish. We gotta go.